lovely, and welcome to today's Mindset Monday. Thank you so much for coming and sharing some time with me. I love and appreciate you all. So, today's Mindset Monday, nope, not about the super new moon in Aries, not about the solar eclipse, okay? This is about unresolved anger, unresolved, how to handle those unresolved issues that cause you to be out of ease or out of whack. Um, and yeah, I'm just gonna leave it like that. So there's a lot of people that have traumatic experiences and they don't ever really, talk about it or release it or get it off of them. I used to watch shows and movies and be like, man, after they went through that, like, how did they function, right? I always wondered that. And I'm pretty sure there's other people out there like that who have done the same. I know I can't be the only one. But I'm like, how do individuals handle situations like that? How do they live on, right? I've done a video about survivor's remorse before, but I know that there's other circumstances surrounding these things, and a lot of times people don't handle it. Right now that I'm in my line of work, right, the way how I give my gifts, I know that there's a lot of people that are hurting, that are in self-imposed prisons because they haven't been able to excise some of their energy. So Spirit led me to share some techniques and some things that you may find are very simple, but they are very profound and they will help you in alleviating some of this energy. So when I say pent up unresolved trauma or anger, right, it could be regarding so many different things. It could be that you're upset, that you feel you keep getting passed over. You could be upset because you feel you're the family's black sheep. You could be upset because you were abused and you had no one who listened to you or believed you. You could be upset because you have certain relationships in your life that continuously seem to repeat a certain pattern that you're sick of seeing, whatever that pattern may be. And all these reasonings are valid. However, they're all here to show you one thing, and that's how to grow, how to evolve. So the first step in resolving some of this dis-ease and pent-up anger and unresolved trauma is to recognize that somewhere in that process you are being taught something. And yes, 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 I know there's some things that you're like, how the hell was I being taught through that? How was I being taught by being abused, by being kidnapped, by watching a murder, by serving prison time, for 10 years for something I never did? There's always a lesson in that. There's always a lesson in that, because one thing about you and about me that I know for fact is that we are all the spark of the universe. And all the universe wants to do is grow and expand and learn. You are not this physical body. You are not this human being that is going through this life cycle. You're not it forever. You're not. But because of this veil that we live under in this earthly dimension, we sometimes forget and lose sight of that. And sometimes we're afraid of remembering it, because then our human side kicks in and it's like, oh, wait, we're only here for a fleeting amount of time. Now here's the panic. I signed up to go through this. Now here's the panic. I felt that I should experience this because now here's the panic. It's a part of the human experience. But in every horrible situation, there was a lesson learned. And no, not everything that you go through is part of your soul contract. Not everybody that gets, trafficked or extorted or abused signed up to go through that particular experience, but they did want to experience some of those traumatic events on some level. Maybe not to the full detriment and extent of which it went to, but on some level, this is what they wanted to learn. Because you're not the only player in this game. There's other people, and you can't factor in everyone else's ish. So you have to come into terms, and yes, I said you have to come into terms that the part that you played, the thing that you went through, you were being shown something and you were experiencing something. Now, the best way how to get to that space is by talking about your experience. So, many of us watching this video, hearing my words, regardless of when you're hearing them, you are meant to do something in literature, something with books. You're meant to go through something and want to dig so deep and research so deep and just read and read and read and read and read and gain all this knowledge. You're meant to do that. Some of you are meant to write this out. Write out your experience and put it in book form to help others or to document it in this time-space continuum. Some of you or some of us are meant to read other people's work and just edit it in some way to help make it stick and be a little more profound and compelling to reach others. Some of us are supposed to be gatherers of information and then disperse it, sell it, so that the information can get to those who are in need of it. There's so many different pathways, but many of us listening to this, you're supposed to be working in literature in some way. Even electronics, ebooks, dictation, audiobooks, all of that. You're meant to be going through that on some level, some wave. So if you've been being drawn towards that to share your experience in some way, you're meant to do it. Get on it. But a lot of other ways how to transmute and release this energy is just quite literally writing it out. When you write out how you feel, it really draws it out of you. And you may not share it with anyone ever. It could be in your own personal diary. You could write it and burn it. That's fine. But one way to excise this anger, these unprocessed traumas, is to process it. And a great way to process things is by getting it out, speaking about it or writing it out. That's fine. Okay? Another way on how to deal with this unprocessed anger rather, unresolved issues, is by drawing closely to others that have been through the same. We're a collective. You are not the only one. Support groups exist. Clubs exist. Cliques exist. So connecting with other people that have gone through the same thing you've gone through, that have been through that experience, that can relate, they're being brought to you or you're being drawn to them in spirit. They're part of your soul tribe, your spirit tribe. Your spirit team drew you to them. Connect with them. Again, communicating with them or even just knowing that you're in the presence of other people that are going through the same process you've been through, it can help you get onto a healing wave. You don't even have to ever talk about it. There's people that connect with people all the time and don't ever talk about their experience just because, they don't want to relive it again. And that's fine. But just being around people that can get it, that can understand and understand why you may be triggered by certain things, it helps you. It will help you. Thirdly, how to deal with some of this unprocessed, repressed anger, some of this unprocessed trauma, is recognizing those that caused those harms to you, that made you feel the way how you felt, recognizing their role in it, because first you already saw yours, recognizing their role in it, and where was it coming from. Now, this can be a hard one. This can be a tricky one. Because depending how emotionally tied and involved and warped you are, looking at it from this other person's point of view can be hard to do at times. It can be hard to say, I can relate, I can empathize. Oh, I see why they did that. But that is an advanced way of dealing with unprocessed trauma. I can see why I was beat with an extension cord. Oh, I can see why he beat my face in. Got it. I see why he did that. I recognize why she did that. I see why. And when you see things from that perspective, that's the first mind, allowing you to see things from that perspective. It also helps remove some of this anger that you have towards them. Now, I'm not saying it's going to absolve him and it's going to dissipate everything, and now you're going to go be raindrops and lollipops and gung ho with this person. Now you're going to be best friends with the person that abused you. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is it will help remove some of the energy that is weighing you down when you see from their perspective, okay, they did this because they were abused well, or they were traumatized too, or they didn't know how to control themselves, or they're just a low level monster. Sometimes people do shit because they're monsters. Not everybody is holy love and light. Okay? You have some monster spirits, some demonic spirits. And sometimes that's just what it is. And sometimes you sign up to run cross paths with the demon. Yes. It goes. But how that helps you absolve yourself from the situation, it allows you to remove yourself from the situation, looking at it from, the outside in instead of being in it. Because when you're in it, you can't see it. But when you step out from the outside and you look, you're like, oh, okay, I see it. It helps take some of that weight off of you. Okay? So that is that. I love you all. I appreciate you all. Be safe today. Be amazing today. Keep yourself in high vibration. Respond to people. If you're going to be around people, respond. Don't react. There's a lot of unresolved pent-up trauma that people are dealing with. Okay? So be graceful with each other. Be kind to one another. And until we connect again, stay alert, stay aware, and live in love.